WASD. So in the last episode, we asked you guys what was the best original score in a video game in the history of the world, and we even included consoles in that, so you guys could say Zelda and Final Fantasy and all that stuff. Start dropping.
I want to just preface here, when we say best music, I think it's implied that when we say best, we mean best in your opinion. Because I saw comments being like, isn't that like subjective? You can't say what the best music is. It's like, well, obviously the best in your opinion.
Yeah,
just clarifying that.
Get that chia pet off your beard and let's just have a little bit of fun, shall we? So, mine's a fact. Everyone else's has been. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the audience had to say about this. Alan Wake and Vampire the Masquerade, the original Vampire, not the Masquerade, but the one before that. That was even. I mean, this is Bloodlines.
He says Bloodlines. Redemption was.
I thought Redemption was even better. But yeah, I can agree with that. Alan Wake had an okay soundtrack. Internet 76, rock and roll. Bastion did have a good soundtrack. How about Mega Man? You like Mega Man a lot.
I think Mega Man had a good soundtrack. Yeah, I actually when I went through and I made my little list, I decided to not pick any Nintendo or Sega or any of the consoles.
We can make a top 20 Nintendo and Sega. You know,
I can make a top 100. I've played damn near all of them. It was released in the US. I probably played it in the Nintendo. And Super NES it's a little bit less. But I started looking at them and I'm like, ooh, wait! I just could not decide. I had a list that was like we could make a whole video, and I'm gonna shut up now because.
We keep going through these.
A lot of them.
Quake was a good one. Trent Reznor. Secret of Mana was great. Fallout 3 Blood Dragon is nice in the 80s. I like it.
That was made by Power Glove, wasn't it? The Blood Dragon.
Far Cry 3?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Power Glove.
Those guys are fun. Glad they got some big-time recognition.
Transistor actually had a really good soundtrack. So did Bastion. Those guys, they actually know how to make their music for those games.
Those are nice and metal. Homeworld. Hey, Deus Ex. That's on my list. So, Final Fantasy, of course, is going to make the list.
I think it was interesting they put 8, because I didn't think 8 had a really strong soundtrack. I thought 7, so everyone was going to say 7, but 7 was actually really, really good, because it was the first time that Nobuo Uematsu was able to really have access to an audio chip that wasn't just an 8 or 16-bit.
And I was hoping somebody would say this game, because I didn't want to include it in mine, because I didn't want my list to get too long, but Cell Processing came to the rescue and said Castlevania Symphony of the Night had an amazing soundtrack.
That's a good one.
Are you guys ready to talk about your favorite soundtracks?
No.
First up, a little bit of this. Play it.
I picked this one because I love this. I love this soundtrack. It was a great soundtrack. It was really, kick ass and definitely hit that war.
I think that's all I'm allowed to play without getting in trouble. But yeah,
probably.
That was
too late. Already in trouble. We're screwed.
Each time we play an audio clip, it's going to be really short, just for copyright purposes.
We'll have the list of these in the description.
Yes.
For all you lazy people.
Yeah, man. All right, next up.
For me, of course, Super Metroid. I had to, because it's my favorite game of all time. But I couldn't pick just one song, but I did go with title screen theme because it sets the mood when you launch the game. And then when you're fighting Mother Brain, everything about Super Metroid and the sound is it sets the mood. And it can make it very suspenseful, very haunting, and it really gets your adrenaline going, like during the Mother Brain fight. It's just intense. I love it.
I'm having flashbacks. It's terrifying me.
The music in that game really affects you, emotionally.
It's probably my favorite Super Nintendo music.
It's so
as well.
Good. So
the Zelda games are pretty damn good too.
Well, what I also like about the Super Metroid music, what makes it stand out from the other Nintendo games, is that it's way darker. Other Nintendo games are more kind of happy. Of course, they will have some dark songs, but the majority of Super Metroid is just this is scary, and it just.
That's actually a really good
some
point.
Weird malfunction sound effects and
very buzzy.
Buzzes.
Yeah, they were trying to use the bass notes that the Super NES audio chip was capable of.
Yeah, they really pushed it.
I use that, and then I love all the little bleeps and bloops and stuff. Instead of just using the saw wave or whatever to make a standard Mario sound, they would use the limited ability to do all that kind of stuff, like little computerized noises and stuff. Get the atmosphere going.
Well, in the title screen, when they have the bleeps and bloops, it's the sound of the computers, making those noises and keeping the Metroid alive and everything. It's very atmospheric, and I just love it.
All right, my turn now. Some of the stuff that I really grew up on, Daggerfall, MIDI soundtracks. These are terrible MIDI soundtracks, but the melodies, they're nice intricate melodies, and they sucked me in. This really felt like I was like, oh yeah, I'm in the snow now. I like the Skyrim soundtrack, and I like the Oblivion soundtrack, and I like the newer soundtracks, but I don't know. I just ended up muting them and playing the game to add a realism, But with these, I just always left the soundtracks turned on. This one's just cheesy. This is cheesy MIDI music. So anyway, I like that one a lot, and I also just love the music in Morrowind. Just great music. I think it's the best of the series. Probably a little better than Daggerfall even, but I thought it was better than the newer ones as well. So the Elder Scrolls series has really nice music. That's my pick. All right, next up.
Seventh guest. This one's one of those. The soundtrack actually came on the CD, so you could just pop the
It's
CD.
creepy, man. My ear right now, it's creepy.
It is. This was really creepy. I mean, the first track on the audio part of the CD was like really church-like, and then it had like this little story that kind of set the stage for the game, and it was actually the title intro music to the game. And then you get into the game, you're in this empty mansion, and you kind of slowly uncover what and how and why the whole story takes place. And it's just a big puzzle game, but the soundtrack to the whole thing was pretty incredible.
Next up, Guild Wars.
Guild Wars 2 actually had very amazing music.
A bit loud.
And they had like full-size orchestra. You can find videos of it on YouTube when they were making the music for this game. And my favorite one being the Char theme, because it sounds like they're like charging into war and ready to, mess up someone's day. It is just very intense but awesome and very well composed. Yeah, it makes you want to do that when you listen to it.
So your experience with Metroid sort of mirrors my experience with Deus Ex. My favorite game of all time. And the music fit the mood so much, and it's a bit cheesy, it's not orchestrated. You've got keyboards and MIDI and stuff, and yeah. This is the Hong Kong theme, intricate and fun. You can skip around and listen to the whole soundtrack, but it's got this gritty, dark cyberpunk feel. That's probably my favorite. It just goes together with the entire game and makes a complete package like none other. Buy it now for $4.99. No, it's just like $1.99 on sale.
100
Actually,
easy pays.
I think until, depending on when we get this uploaded.
All right, you guys have one day to go get the Eidos Anthology on Steam.
It's on Steam. It's like a $200 and some odd package, and you get it for about $50. It's got the entire everything, including Vampire.
But PC gaming is so expensive.
$50 gets you like 30 games. Anyway, so yeah, it's I came across this the other day and I was like, holy crap! It's got all of the Legacy of Kain games, Blood Omen 2. It's got Soul
Hitman.
Reaver 1 and 2, Hitman.
Right here's where
Deus
it's at.
Ex.
$1.74. Game of the century. $1.74. Next up.
This is actually a game that I played when I was younger. It's a turn-based strategy game, and the soundtrack itself is...
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's just kind of an ambiance.
Wait a minute. I've been looking for this game. Old SSI game. I was trying to figure out which one it was, and that's it.
I think I've got 2 copies on CD. I'll have to play it one of these.
I want that necklace.
Yeah, well, I'll go see if we can get our metal workers. Anybody out there to work with metal? We'll get them.
I'm a better necklace. All right.
I love that game. It's a great game, and it's a great soundtrack.
Next up, your turn.
Black Mesa actually has. Is that game still being made? Did they ever finish it?
I think they finished it. I was playing it the other day.
Yeah, they just made like an update for it.
And it still kicks a lot of ass. And the soundtrack on this, you're right. This one.
Yeah.
This one.
And it's actually I find it very fitting for it. Like, even though like the music in Half-Life was very different. Of course, they did use some similar themes, but it also has a lot of original music that doesn't sound like any.
They use a lot of industrial drums, I've noticed, and that's something you probably like.
Yeah, I did really enjoy the industrial sound that they had in this game.
I like that track anyway. Surface.
Yeah, that's the one I picked. Whatever that one
It's one of the
comes
most
on.
that's one of the most tense parts of the game as well.
That's why.
It's good.
It's good. It's good stuff.
It's good.
Good soundtrack. Pay attention to music when you play games. It's important, and they put a lot of work into that.
All right, this is one of the best.
We used to track part of this track at one point.
Yeah, in one of our videos.
Way back in the day.
This game is, it's the same composers as some of the Rayman stuff. Yeah, these games are inspiring. We get to the xylophones and violins and everything. This is the kind of stuff that if it was paired with a good Kickstarter video, you just throw money at the screen. I'm telling you, xylophones and soothing music make you want to spend your money.
Aren't they making a second
Makes
one
me
of
want to buy a xylophone.
They've been making a second one of these for 70 years.
these? Well, at least it's not going to turn into Duke Nukem.
Yeah, it won't
might.
be. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of piss and fart jokes in Beyond Good and Evil 2.
And it's still going to be better than that other
Yeah.
game.
If you guys have not played Beyond Good and Evil, as the music's phenomenal. Probably my second favorite behind Deus Ex, but if you guys haven't played this game, it's sort of like... Okay, it's sort of like really weird, funky, futuristic Zelda.
Yeah.
With weird alien creatures. If Zelda, you take Zelda, Star Wars, and something kind of less futuristic and shake it up, and there you go, because you got all these weird races running around. But the music in that really adds to the atmosphere. Some of the music's kind of weird, but it fits. Like you go into the bar and there's like some really strange music with lots of singing and stuff, but it's quirky. I mean, look at the Rayman music. That stuff's incredibly quirky too.
I think this is one of the games that was actually a little ahead of its time. If it had come out just a couple of years later with a little bit improved graphics and just a better engine, I think it would have been able to play a lot better. I mean, it was a little clunky because of when it came out.
I don't know why it didn't do as well as it did. I think it was maybe just too weird for people. There was no boobs and explosions, and so maybe there's a couple explosions, but...
Female protagonist. She kicks a lot of ass. I don't just... It happens.
Samus.
I know. I'm not just saying Samus. I'm just saying that...
Oh my god, you guys. We just mentioned 2 games with female protagonists that were not objectified.
No, and Anita still tried to claim that Samus was.
What?
Because if you
Yeah.
beat the game in a short amount of time, she gets into her bikini.
I got the He-Man game.
Damn right you did.
You guys want to come over later? I got a lot
Altered
of
Beast.
body oil.
Altered Beast, if that is not an unrealistic image of male.
Alright, so the question for you guys for next time. What's the most mind-bending game that you've ever played and why? And I don't mean suspenseful. I don't mean like a horror game that's just dark and gruesome.
Well, that sometimes could fit into
Could, but
Yeah.
it has to have the whole mind-fuck element, or else it ain't going to work. So what really messed with your brain? We'll talk about that next time. Let us know in the comments. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Go click on the links on the screen and buy everything, or I will sand your toes down with a rusty sander.
I was pointing at the stuff that's
Oh, I thought you
next
were
to
like,
you here.
you can buy this shirt.
You can buy that shirt.
You can't
Well,
buy
look
this
at-
one. Well, not from us.
What
You
do
should
I
buy
have
that
on?
one.
Nope, this was a shirt of the month that you guys missed out on.
You could
Yeah.
have bought it.
Could've
You
bought it.
didn't.
No, you didn't. There's like 100 and something people that did, though.
Those
Yeah.
are the smart people.
This week's shirt of the month is cool.
Is it the shirt of the hour?
I don't know. It's the face palm. I've only got a few left. We're running out. No, we're not. No. Yes. All right. We'll see you guys in the comments on the website.
Be there.
Love you. Bye.